Thank you, Zoom. What a lovely voice you have. Hi, everyone. Sara here, Woman of Drummer 2021, and we finally made it to doing an interview with my angel. So for those who don't know or who weren't at the contest weekend, Angel was my play partner. Yay! And I've known Angel since I came into the community like 6 years ago. So she has been one of the constants in my community life. So of course I had to get her on here. So, and in her honor, I put up my boot black flag because she was also my boot black mentor. Anyway, so hi Angel, how are you?
I'm good. I'm honored that you asked.
Oh, of course.
I'm at my daddy's feet. This is
Yes, you
Little Bad
are.
Daddy.
Hi, Rosie. Yes, we've had our own adventure with Little Bad Daddy. So, yeah, I got to spend an entire month with you. It was exciting.
That's a sandwich I look forward to being in.
Well, that can be arranged the next time we're all together.
Yay.
Anyway, it's not a bad spot to be at. But anyway, so let's just tuck in here because of course we're on Zoom and there's a time limit. But how long have you been into the Women of Drummer movement, and how did you get into it?
Wow. So I guess I first found out about the Women of Drummer movement at events in Dallas. There was this like cardboard laminated sign that said Women of Drummer, and all of the people that I played with and hung out with were like, come get in this picture with me. And so I was like, okay. So that was the first time. I think Tony talked to me about running, but I was in the middle of running for some other shit, and so I didn't. And I had been invited to come out and boot black and play, and for some reason I think I just had to wait for you to make it out to those events and contests.
Yeah, because you actually introduced me to it. Because when we went to Tulsa, you were just like, "Hey, we're going to this thing," and I was like, "Sure, okay." And yeah, you know, as I say, the rest is history.
Well, it was a hot scene. I just gotta tell you.
It was a hot scene. We cleared that fucking dungeon.
When you get mentioned by the Woman of Drummer who was at that event at her step down for badassery, maybe
yes.
it was a decent thing.
Yeah, Boss mentioned it in their step down speech at the contest weekend that I was at, and yeah, I reported back and I was like, dude, we got shout out in a step down speech. Our superhero heavy impact interrogation scene where I was dressed as Black Widow, and I will never forget the look on your and Briar's face in the social room when I walked in. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!" That was
yeah. Briar made sure I said that I wrote that check.
yes, I wrote that check. And they were like,
so yeah, that, you know, and you said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing, and it's the route I want to go. It fits me, and I said, yeah, it sure the fuck does, and I'll support you whatever you need, and yeah. So there I was.
And I appreciate you for that immensely.
Oh, I love it. It was quite an honor to come and be part of that with you.
Honestly, I wouldn't have done it had you not have been there, because I didn't know who else I would play with that can have the energy and the connection that we have. So thank you.
Fair enough.
To that end, what does the Woman of Drummer movement mean to you?
It's just freedom to be a badass, like freedom to go ahead and express and be, you know, when you play the way that we do, or the way that I do, very often you're not welcome in spaces, and you're told, oh, there's new people, don't play, wait till the end of the night to play, or don't play here, or whatever the fuck. And it means that if I go, if I can make it, that I get to be all of who I am and play how I want to.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we clear dungeons when we play. So yeah, I mean, Yeah, I totally agree with that 100%. And I love that that still is the running theme for that answer. I love it. So you're the one who introduced me to this next question, but the hanky code.
Uh-huh.
What is, so per the hanky code, and whichever one you subscribe to, what are your top 3 flags and which pocket do you tuck them in?
I can tuck them in any pocket I fucking want.
Yeah, you do.
And I do frequently stuff them here or there. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch this up a little bit with you, and you tell me what are my 3.
Oh God. Okay. So the ones that I typically play with you or know that you on a regular basis have seen you wear are black, red, and boot black.
Yeah, that's a dead-et. That's it. You got it. Good job.
Yeah, I still know you.
And they'll go in any kind of pocket.
Yeah, and they'll go in any kind of pocket. Yeah,
wherever. Maybe 2 at the same time. You never know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Options are optional. Options are optional. All right. So, as you know, I was put up for a service auction during the winter holidays. And I did boot blacking because that was like the only service oriented thing that I could think to do virtually.
Okay, fair.
I did boot blacking. So if you were to be put up for auction, what service would you provide?
So you know me very well.
Yes, I
What
do.
service do you think would bring in the most money that I provide?
Boot blacking.
There you go.
I'm wondering if people are starting to sense a theme with us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've been heavily involved with each other for quite some time. So yeah, there are going to be some parallels with us. But yeah, no, boot blacking. Like I said earlier, you were my mentor and I went through a pretty rigorous mentorship with you and I thoroughly appreciate it because now I can, you know, people are like, hey, can you do the thing? I'm like, yes, I can do the thing. And now, I don't know if you know this, and I haven't told you because I was going to wait till today to tell you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I have a mentee.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I love it. Are they going through a rigorous process that they will gripe about during and
yes,
say
they
to
will.
the other mentees, let me see if I have this quote right. Yeah, she's gonna make you do it the most fucked up way possible, but you know, it'll be good later.
No, he's also a pup. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Yay.
No. So far so good. And but yeah, he's pretty excited. And I told him straight up, I'm like, look, you have a pretty strong lineage you gotta uphold to, so I ain't gonna hold back on you. You gotta make us look good, okay? I'm just saying. You gotta make us look good. So yeah. So yeah, surprise.
Well, I look forward to meeting them and scaring them a little bit. It'll be fun.
Perfect. I'm trying to up well.
I got that light you like, the one with the blue.
It's fucking light. That fucking blue light bullshit. That's up there with the white glove.
Yeah, but we can't we're having a whole conversation with other people. So now you have to explain what the blue light problem is.
Okay, so the blue light problem. So she has this fucking flashlight. That's this blue LED flashlight that is brighter than the sun. And she inspects every millimeter of whatever it is that you're working on and going like, it's not clean. It's not clean. I can't see my face in that. That's not shiny enough. I can't see my face. So yeah, the fucking blue light. Fine. But it has made me a stronger boot black. But fuck that blue light and fuck that white cloth. I'm just saying. So then it's like, oh no.
Yeah, that's Bam Bam's fault.
Yeah.
The white cloth is Bam Bam's fault.
I know. So you know. I know. Fucking Bam Bam. Anyway. So boot blacks and boot blacks. All right. So I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because there are some people who don't know the answer to this question. But have you been to any of the regionals or contest weekends? And if so, what are the differences between the two?
Oh, well, one is straight up, well, I guess they're both kind of parties. One is more limited, like hour wise. So we went to the one in Tulsa and it was at a dungeon and, you know, dungeon hours. And it was pretty much said. And then we stretched the dungeon hours a little bit. But it was nice. But at the contest, like, it was all weekend and it was all hours. Like, we had to sleep and stuff because you had a thing going on, but there was somebody up and fucking or playing pretty much 24/7. I want to say I wasn't up the whole time, so I don't know for sure, but I would say it was definitely an environment where that would have been welcomed. And really awesome to see. Like, I would walk to breakfast or lunch and you'd hear and you'd see. And there were really exciting games and fun, sexy stuff to get involved in. Like what was that, oil wrestling that happened? May have instigated a few people jumping in there that,
This is my surprise face.
yeah, you were busy.
I was a little busy. I know. I didn't. It's like the one thing that I didn't get to participate in was the
games
or the Olympics, but
right,
I definitely did everything else.
and then some.
And then some. And then some.
I think I'm going to need you to sign a boot black chair. I think a part of your stepping down might need to be signing a boot black stand, because you know everybody who comes while they're in the stand gets to put their name on.
Indeed. And actually, my first scene with you was in the stand.
It was.
Yeah, at my very first, I think of my very first like leather event.
Was it your first event too?
Yeah, it was my first event, like community event, was Kink Weekend, and I ended up in the boot black stand going with the only pair of leather boots that I had. Actually, the only like really leather thing that I had were these boots, and yeah, I got, and from that point on, I was like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be.
So what was your favorite part of that? What was your favorite part of that? What really cinched it for you in that first boot blacking that you got?
Just everything about it, and like just yes, there was play involved with it. Like, it was very heavily play, but it was also like the care involved with the really heavy play was very intriguing. So, you know, when somebody's ass may have been in my face, which, you know, helped.
Oh, it was ample space to like work it out.
You know, when, you know, it was an experience that I thoroughly appreciated, and I'm all about the adventure and the experience.
There we go.
All right. So, have you participated in any of our online events and activities? And if so, what are your thoughts on those? And I kind of know.
Yeah, I did the Halloween one and participated in that.
Yep.
And then I've jumped in on some of these interviews and listened, and really got to meet some very amazing people from like all over the place. So I'm like, oh wow. I think the only really sad point is that the regionals are so limited that even if I did have like quit my job and worked for the airlines and go where I wanted, like, it's still limited. So I look forward to the contest weekend, which I'm understanding is a little more, there'll be more seats available to meet these amazing people in person and maybe exchange some real energy with them.
Yeah, we're trying to be really cognizant of where the world is, and we're still fucking COVID, man, stupid COVID. And so we're trying to be cognizant of that while still making it a thing that happens. And so, yeah, I wish that we could be like, everybody, but we have to be responsible. That way I don't get called out for being a unsafe player or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
you've been called out for that before.
This is very true. And I call, we negotiated. So there we go.
It was completely safe.
Completely safe. called rack and risk, people. Anyway, that's beside the point. Point
All right,
is, the point is, no, thank you so much for participating in the Halloween thing. I think it was definitely one of those, like, gambling we're in. We'll see if this is a good thing, if people are interested in it. And then people were like, yeah, let's do this thing. I was like, worth it. So all right, so now that we are now in 2020, 2022, for what it's worth, last year wasn't great, as we all know, and this year hasn't started off very good either, but whatever, we'll roll with it. What was a highlight of last year for you?
So I think we have to adjust our expectations in order to be thrilled and excited about the world that we're in. I would say that one of my big highlights was becoming a grandmother. One of my big delights was finally moving to the ocean.
Sad for me, but happy for you.
Watching you fucking rock your shit and show who the fuck you are and take it down like it was your bitch. I mean, for real, it was fucking amazing. Yeah, those are some major highlights.
Yeah, getting to meet Itzel was also a pretty big highlight for me last year. And
We won next month.
I know. So, not gonna lie, so my phone, you know, when you take photos and take your phone, every once in a while your phone is like, look what happened. Here's a memory, right? Our photo shoot, the Star Wars photo shoot popped up, and the like main image was of Itzel and her little Princess Leia, and I was just like, oh. Now she's walking, and
Oh yeah.
man. And she was just a jelly bean at that point, just all like wiggly, and all the things we had to do to like get those shots were just. But yeah, I was just like, oh, itsy bitsy, so cute, so cute. So yes, she was also a highlight of my last year, which really wasn't the greatest year for me, but it was also, I had some really good highs and some really big lows. So yeah.
And you
focus on the good stuff. So,
and you have really triumphed through those challenges, and I'm so proud to know you and to have been a part of your journey. It's incredible to watch where you've come from, you know, popping my girlfriend up in a bootleg stand chair and draping myself across her and being like, yeah, no, you can really hit me, go for it.
Indeed.
And to who and where and what you are doing now, and it's incredible. I'm honored to know. Count you as my sister.
All the feels, getting me in all the feels. So what are you most looking forward to this year?
Oh shit.
I know.
Bucket list item. We're going to Alaska together.
Yes,
We're
we
gonna
are.
do that Northern exposure. So that's definitely one of my big highlights because it's a bucket item list, which is amazing. Yeah, so it's definitely one of them I'm looking forward to. I kind of sad I'm gonna miss your big event, but we're doing Itzel's naming ceremony that same fucking weekend. So
I have to miss it.
I'm excited about that. I'm gonna have all of my girls in the same place at the same time. It's really nice. So yeah, there are lots of things I'm looking forward to. And that's just a couple of them.
I love that. I love having things to look forward to, especially like really significant ones where you just, yeah. Now I am super bummed that I have to miss Itzel's naming ceremony. It's also South Plains. It's my first South Plains that I'll miss. And I'm like, motherfuckers. Oh well.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
worth it. I'm like,
Little-
it's for a good cause. I'm missing them for a good cause. However, I'm still a little sad.
yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. Next year.
Oh yeah.
All right. So here's the big one, the big
Oh, no.
question that gets everybody.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Hit
Uh-huh.
it.
What is one thing that we don't know about you? By we, I mean Women of Drummer. That
Do
you are
count?
willing to share with us.
So do you count? Because like,
What do you
you
mean?
know a lot about me. So like, if I'm counting things you don't know about me, I may not have anything to say.
Disregard me as part of that group.
Wait, I can include you. I have one. Are you ready for
Oh,
this?
yes.
After 8 years in service with Daddy, guess what we did? So it was a pretty significant step. Are you ready for this? We became FetLife official.
What?
Oh yeah, just like that.
Things have changed. Oh, the world. What does the world come to when you've made it? That life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That same day on FetLife. Yeah, we also had to become friends first because there was a picture of some needle play that we did, and Daddy was trying to post it and like tag me in it, and like we're not even fucking friends on FetLife because we don't fucking care. And
Right.
Daddy's like, oh, it won't let me do the thing, and I'm like, well, Daddy, we're not friends. And so we fixed that, and then we had to like do the relationship stuff because we were there in the thing, and so you have to fix the deal. And so yeah, it was pretty fucking funny.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, but I love that.
Oh, the most women of Drummer probably don't know that I have a little.
I do. And I've experienced your little.
And my pup?
And your pup.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's one. This is one of the 2 people who've been able to make sure that I can pup and not have to buy shit that I destroyed while I was a puppy when I come out of space.
You're welcome. It's a service I provide.
Yeah.
But she don't like that big stick. She don't like that big stick. She does not like Roosevelt.
Not at all.
I have one of those sticks.
Fucking bullshit.
Maybe not like yours, but something
my little
similar.
pup was like, what are you doing hitting me? It's not okay.
Not okay. Not okay. What you were doing was not what she was doing was not okay. But yeah, no. Yeah, Wiggles does not like Roosevelt at all.
We have to show Roosevelt at some point so everyone knows what the hell you're talking about.
We're gonna get Roosevelt. Be right back.
Oh, look, there's an ash brick.
Was this for me?
All right, here's Roosevelt. Roosevelt. And if you don't understand the reference, go to history class. Carry a big stick. Anyway.
I enjoy that stick in all of my other spaces.
Yes.
Except for
Yes.
Puppy.
And then I'm Science Sarah for your little. Your little calls me Science Sarah and got me a charm, the rocket ship. Adorable. It's on my sister bracelet. But yeah. No, we've been through some shit together.
Yeah, been through a lot of shit from
Been through a lot of shit.
to
Both good and bad.
partners, crazy partners, good sex, like first time in a leather bar, fucking in the back.
Not just any leather bar, but like we were the only females there. Leather bar, and oh, I love dishing back those like death stares. Like, I dare you to fucking say something to me, little twink. I dare you to say something.
Well, your hand was busy, so
My hand was a little busy. There were some things happening. and my
Oh,
knee was a little busy. And I was just looking at him like, say something to me. I swear. I dare you. I dare you to say something to me. That was a good weekend.
it was a good weekend. Yeah.
That was a really good weekend. We should do that again. We should do that
Yeah.
again.
So are there other people in the meeting or is it just us?
Well, they're here. They're just not allowed to say anything.
Oh, so can they ask questions in the chat? Because I'd love to answer some questions about you.
We can. If anybody has any questions for us, feel free to post them in the chat.
I might know where the skeletons are buried.
It's fair. Mama Gayle's on.
Oh, hey, Mama. She knows where my skeletons are buried. So that's,
Uh-huh. Yep.
I was just talking about her yesterday, in fact.
Aw. I get to see Mama in like a couple months. I'm very excited.
Oh,
Very excited. Love me some Mama Gayle. Love me
she ain't
some
talking to us right now.
What?
She not, I'm gonna
I'm trying to see if we have any. I don't see any.
some shit. What'd you say about me?
Oh, what do you say about me?
So I was actually talking to Daddy about my story and my place and where I started. And I told the story of Tulsa when I met you at Twisted in Tulsa and how my weight at the bootleg stand affects you. And that's what I was saying about you, Mama. Somebody else might be affected by my weight too, just a little bit. Hot as fuck.
It's a true story. True story. But yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Wait time, not
Not my physical
Stupid.
weight, the way I stood and awaited customers to come to the boot black stand.
stupid English language. Sorry. Yeah. No, it's
There's somebody you need to have on because she spends her time interviewing other people.
I know.
So she'd like me to demonstrate. You okay with that, Daddy?
Well, you have this perfect opportunity because you just so happen to have Daddy. Nice. That's a nice view.
You eat too much weight by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, am I squared away?
Okay, presentable. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. And that's who my mentor was. So we can see it, Daddy. Anyway. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my mentor. Yeah. So, does anybody else have any questions for us?
Okay. I was a mic stand earlier today, so the boots are not squared, but that's all right.
That's fine.
You're welcome. You're the only one on talking to me, so
I
might as
know.
well.
I know. You want to say?
So what else? What do you want to know? Maybe you don't know, or
See, this is the bad thing. I already know.
right. So I
So
can
I
just
don't
start
have any
telling embarrassing stories about you if you'd like. Like I could just
Sure, go for it. I'm in.
Okay, so we were at this event and you were saying goodbyes and I looked outside and there are these two pups and they're yours
They're mine. Yeah.
and they're doing the most ridiculous stupid shit I have ever seen. And they are taking the skin off of their bodies in the parking lot. And I mean the skin off of their bodies. And so
Off their
I said,
knees.
Sarah, I think your pups might need a brain or you or something. But seriously, they're out here pouring like 100 proof alcohol on
No,
themselves.
no, 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 no. They weren't. They weren't. They were
Oh,
just.
no.
They had found my knife. So here, what happened was, It was their very first mosh at our very first, or no, maybe our second kink weekend. And it was their very first mosh, and they were both ill prepared equipment wise for doing so.
No knee pads.
No knee pads, and they were wearing jeans.
They
And they
decided
had the
go have fun.
option that their options were don't mosh or mosh in jeans. They opted for the mosh in jeans because the location where the mosh was taking place, you did not want to be unclothed.
No, for real, because that floor has been the same floor since like 1960, and
Right.
it's a gay dance club. And
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was a gay dance. They have, it's no longer the Copa, by the way.
well, but at that time,
At that time,
was
and it
still
was
the club that,
bad.
like it had the same floor.
Right, it was gross. Basically, your feet stuck to the floor, but it was an institution. It was one of these, like, it was a character defining feature of the venue. Anyway, the point is that they moshed in their jeans, and therefore, through the friction, they had taken the skin off of their knees. And I, as they were like trying to like calm down or whatever, I went out to the lobby to talk to Angel and Briar and some other people, and do the meet and greet, hey, like schmoozy thing, hey. And then Angel was like, and I was like, excuse me, everybody, I have to go take care of something. So I go out to the car, and they have found my knife. They pulled my knife out of my play bag.
What you don't know is the whole group you were talking to followed to where I was standing so we could watch.
Okay, great, perfect, excellent. So that makes this next bit of the story much better. So they had found my knife in my play bag, had gotten it out, and were just cutting the skin flaps.
They were like sawing it. It was ridiculous.
It was like, they basically don't know how to use a fucking knife, because also puppy brain. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, and like pants down to their ankles in the parking lot. And they're like, well, we lost the skin on our knees. And I was like, did you at least like sanitize it first? And they were like, no. And so I have a bottle of 90 proof like isopropyl alcohol
That's what it was,
in my kit. It's in a spray bottle. And so I grabbed it and I started spraying them with it, like in their knees.
They started running away from you.
And they were running around the parking lot trying to get away from me.
One
with
is like
their
twice
pants-
as wide as
with
you
their
are.
pants
And the other
down
one's
around
twice
their
as tall.
ankles.
And they got their pants around their ankles and they're trying to run away from you with the squirt bottle. It was a fucking
And I'm just
night.
like, and I was like, are you gonna do it again? And they said, no. It's like, great, get in the car. I'm gonna take you to go get food.
Because what do you do with bad puppies? You feed them.
Right. Well, I spritzed them with alcohol first, but then they were like, oh, we need food. And I was like, puppy brain. Let's go get food. So we went to go get food. It's just like, you guys are ridiculous. It's one of those things, it was one of those moments like, it's a good thing you're cute. It's a good thing you're cute moments.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was and now I use that story in my Pet Play 101 classes as here's a choice you can make. It's ill-advised, but it is
really,
a choice you can make.
really lovely thing that I've borrowed from you, and I use it in my professional life and really just everywhere in my life. And it has to do with your series of words involving choice and how that's a choice, and that's a questionable choice, and that's a sad choice.
And that's a bold choice.
Bold choice. What was the one about you had a kid in your Sunday class that was talking about their parents' really sad choice and how they were locked up, and you were like, There's an extremely unfortunate choice. And I'm
Yes,
thinking,
that's an
how
extremely
old is this
unfortunate
baby
choice.
that you decided extremely?
It was an extremely unfortunate choice.
Yeah.
The poor kid.
So
Yeah,
I use
so
it all the time.
you have choices. Everybody has choices. It's whether or not you make a certain choice. A certain choice can be either good or a litany of other adjectives. But my favorite is bold choice. Like, that is a bold choice.
Yeah. And I hear that and I go, whoa, stop moving. What are you doing? Make sure it's what you really want to be doing right now.
Because so for bold, it is a choice that could go either way.
This could go way off the rails, or we could have a real good time. Just want to check. Are you ready?
Right. Yeah. So a bold choice is something that could really go. It is the fork in the road, and you can either go this way and have a grand old time, or you can go this way and not have a grand old time. And then that becomes, so then that bold choice becomes a sad choice or an extremely unfortunate choice.
Depending on how far down that road you want to go.
Depending on how far down the, you want to be Robert Frost. So
that's my Women of Drummer little bit of advice is if you're hanging with Sarah and she loves you enough to say that you're making some kind of choice, maybe think about it.
yeah. 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 So excellent. Well, we're almost out of time. And I just, Angel, you will always be my angel. And
I'll just put that in my negotiations from now on. It's all right. Go ahead. It's okay.
You'll always be my angel. And I will always love you to death.
Love
So
you too.
thank you for always being there, even if you're in San Diego. And yeah, I will see you as soon as humanly possible.
Well, if not before then, I'll see you in July and we'll meet up and do a bucket list thing. See how much fun Sara can, how many choices we can make hanging out with Sara.
How many choices we can make. And hopefully they're all grand choices. But I was gonna do some bold choices. But those make the best stories.
Exactly.
And I am all about the adventure and the experience. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all so very much for bearing with us today and our stupid technical difficulties. Well, maybe one of these days I'll figure it out, or maybe not, and this will just have to be the venue from now on. But a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you all so very much for participating in the Valentine's Challenge. If you haven't heard, the winners have been announced, so look in our Facebook group for those winners and what that implies. So there'll be good things coming out of that. Our very first regional is the Southwest Regional in Albuquerque, and please, if you haven't done so already and you're interested in participating in that, I would love to see you in Albuquerque and have a grand old time full of choices.
When is it?
It is March 11th through 13th. I say that with a question because I'm not, yeah. Yeah, 11th through 13th. Wow, my brain, it's just all these trips coming up. But yeah. And then the first weekend in April, the weekend of April 1st, is our Nashville, our Southeast Regional in Nashville. So if you are interested in going to that, please do as well. Look for the information coming up soon on that one. So I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your evening and a great week, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. So, thank you, Angel and little Big Daddy. I love you guys. I miss your faces.
I'll see you in March.
Yes. Have a good one.